we can just discuss about the what we covered in the last session. Want to have the recap because it's almost 5 days, right? So somebody may forgot, somebody just practice. That's good. So any questions for me? What we covered till now? Do you guys have any questions? Let me ask like that. Did you face any issue while creating a table or reading a data or inserting a data? Did you face any issues or are you good? If you're good, that's awesome. So I want the question from any person who is not the computer background and a completely non-computer background and just trying to learn the things. I want to hear from you, one of you, any one of you. How do you feel till now? Means, are you able to comfortably create a table and insert the data, read the data? Do you have any?
Sir?
Yes, Nisha.
Sir, actually, when I tried for renaming a column,
Mm-hmm.
I gave at the end the column also. But still, what it did was, uh, it actually it shows some duplication of the before name also. I don't know why that happened.
Okay. Maybe what you can do is you can just send me the screenshot what you are getting to the
Okay,
TekZenius@gmail.com. Then I can
okay,
have a look and I can reply to you.
okay, sir.
So you give the full path in the new column name. Maybe you give the
Okay.
full path. So due to that,
Mm-hmm.
it's got appended. Maybe in the new column name, the rename old table name dot column name, comma new column name, right? In the new column
Mm-hmm.
name, just give the column name, not the full path like the schema name dot table name dot.
Okay, okay.
Just give.
I gave the schema name also, sir.
That's why it would be the repeating.
So, but you said like to give the schema name dot the
The first one, old one, in the existing column, you have to select
mm,
the
mm,
schema name dot database name dot column name. In the new column,
mm.
column name, so that it will just replace the column name.
Okay, sir. I'll try again, sir.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Anyone from the non-computer background and I just want to hear from you and take a feel free to talk out. Okay, so this is the interactive session as I mentioned earlier. Here we are to learn and we want to discuss and learn the things. And no need to shy, no need to hold back yourself. Just to talk out. I just want to see because if some computer background student means, or if you have in your career have the touch with the computer background, you may heard about the databases here and there are small basics, but non-computer definitely is a new thing for you guys. Yeah.
Sir, I've never learned computer science until ninth standard.
Yes.
Until ninth standard, I learned. After that, I didn't. I'm completely from different like medical background, so this is really new for me, and
Okay.
I could understand. Yeah,
Perfect. Thanks for the feedback, Nisham. Appreciate it.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So till now we have learned about the data types. Okay, right? And we learned about DDL, DML, and those commands. DCL we haven't touched it. Okay, DCL and TCL commands. TCL commands we haven't touched, but we learned about what is the DCL and TCL command means. And then we started with the DDL commands, the create table and alter table and drop table and how to alter the command columns, how to add the columns. So we gone through all those things. And the DMLs we gone through select statement, we gone through insert statement, we gone to delete, and we gone to update statement, right? So and we discussed about the null object, and we discussed about where class, right? So and we discussed about null object and where class, some sample queries, some sample queries. Okay, so now today we will jump on to the other concepts. So let's give the till now you got the very fundamentals or the very basics of the things. Now let's focus on the how to retrieve the multiple columns, how to derive a new column, what is the table aliasing, column aliasing, and how to order the things, how to make a distinction, how to make a top rows. So some more in-depth concepts of the querying parts. We'll talk about those things. Then we will go to the constraints. What are all the constraints? We have data level constraints or table level constraints and identity columns. So these things we will talk about. That will help us. Then we can go through the how to join the more than one table, how to read the data from the more than one tables. That will give you the fundas of the query. Then we can go for the stored procedures functions. This is the flow what we'll go. Okay, let's start with we have created our own database, right? So the database what we created is the online store. So this under the online store, so basically we have created few tables, very few tables. And by the way, if I want to make a new query, what is the way? If I want to query this TBL employee, what should I do? Just you can type or talk. Anyone? Yeah, we need to just click on the new query, make sure that you connected to the same database and do the things. So this is Object Explorer. That's very important for us. Okay, now select star from dbhr.tbl employee. This one we learned about, right? So whenever I did the star means, what does that mean? All columns. Star means all columns. Suppose if I want to read only few columns, I have the employee ID, gender, first name, last name, date of birth, insert name, right? If I want to read the only employee ID and the gender, so I can select, I can specify the column names, okay? So EMP ID, comma separated, each column name should be separated by comma, and gender, and from is the keyword to select the table from HR dot table employee, right? So when I select like this, it will give me those two records. Just remember, select. Select means just reading the data. We are not updating anything. Whatever the data you have in your table, it is there. So there won't be any issue with your data. So now you're just reading the data. So while reading and presenting, so you have collected the data. You need to present to the user, right? Then only your data will be valid. So my question is here. Suppose I'm getting the uh, EMP ID, right? I want to give the report saying that employee ID and gender. I want to give the column name.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I'm trying to open my SQL Server
Mm-hmm.
Management Studio, and it is showing me some error. Error 40 could not open due to a connection. Could not open a connection to SQL Server.
Okay. Now, can you cross check your service is running or not? SQL Server service. Sometimes whenever you install the SQL services, that may not be the automatic. So if your machine got rebooted, the service may gone. Okay. So go to the run command, services.msc. Click on the services.msc. You can see the gear symbol, services,
Services.msc.
MSC.
Okay.
Okay, then so I'm just typing services.msc.
Yeah, I got some services here.
Yeah, then you can search for the SQL. I'm
Okay.
taking this question here because a lot of people may get the same kind of issue. That's why I'm just taking over here. Then you can see what are all the SQL servers you have installed. If you have the more than one, it will give the more than one separated by the
Yeah, SQL server. Yeah, it's automatic.
automatic and running.
Not it's not running, sir.
So yeah, you have to right click and start.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah,
go
it's
back.
starting.
Yes. Once started, you can go back and connect to your SQL Server. This is the software, guys. So the software has to run on the back end. You have to,
Yeah, it's correct. Thank you, sir.
no problem. Okay, so here now my first question is asked from the user is, hey, can you rename these column names? I don't like the column name EMPID. Give me the complete employee space ID. Okay, so rename column column names or user specific column names for the result set. Always we call the output as a result set. Okay, we'll call output as a result set. So how would you rename the column names? So in other words, column aliasing also. Column alias. Okay, so you can write like this. Select the column name whatever the table has, like EMPID, as is the keyword. Okay, yes, Prashanti written that one. Select employee ID as the employee ID from this one. Okay, so employee ID from HR.employee. That's right. Now, my second question is, suppose I want to give the employee space ID. Okay, I want to give the employee space ID. Then, Prashanti, can you answer? How would I get the employee space ID as a column? Yes, right. So employee space ID. You can use the braces. You can use the braces to the select employee EMPID as employee space ID. So even in the while creating a table also, if you want to have your column as the two words kind of things, so you can use square brackets. And sometimes there is a keywords like a year, month, like that. You want to give the column name as year or the column something. Then you can include within the square brackets. Then that will be treated as a single word, single column name. So select EMP ID as employee ID. This is the format. So now if you see here, the result set is coming. So if you want to share these results to other somebody else, you can right click, copy with the headers, or you can just copy the data. If I copy the data, suppose if I select this one, copy, that will give me only this record. If I want to share all the results, I can right click, copy the headers, then I can just paste somewhere anywhere else. Okay, like this. I can take it to the notepad or Excel or anything, or you can export also. So there is some option where you can just export to Excel also, save results as. Okay, so here also you can use that one. So this is how you will just rename the column names. Now second question is, this is the column header we are talking about. Let's take our example back here. I want the gender, right? Gender male female is there. So I want to give, if the gender male, then 1, if the female, 2. I just want to give the results saying that if the gender, and I want to give the gender, if the gender is male, give me the 1, female 2. So I want, excuse me, I want to replace the result with the other value. It's not the column header. So replace the column value based on some condition to new value. Sorry, is my question clear? So my expected results is employee ID and expected results are always, whenever you are querying something, means there are few fundamentals you need to remember. What I'm looking for. So you must know what you are expecting. You can't directly go and write a query and saying that whatever the results comes, that is true. That is not the way to think about it, right? So always you should, whatever the operation you are doing over here, you must know the what is the outcome. Okay, so then only you can say whatever you did is correct, accurate. Does that make sense? So if someone asks you to write something, you must know what is the output, what is the sample look like. Okay, so that's why we call, okay, testing. After we did some querying, whatever it is, we need to do the unit testing. You need to verify yourself whatever you implemented is accurate or not. That's called unit testing. So unit testing means, again, you have to cross verify your result set with the some other data set what you have. So you must know what is your query results look like. So here my result set, I'm expected values are employee ID, gender, and I'm looking for 2, and if as it is a female, 1 or 4, all are sorry, all are 2, right? All records are 2, like this. I'm expecting like this. Now can someone tell me? If you know already, that's fine, feel free to speak out.
Can we use case when statement?
Yes, we need to use the case statement, that's right. Okay, so select employee ID, employee ID, comma, case, this is the syntax, case, condition check, when I want to check what is the gender value. Based upon the gender value, we need to give the number, right? So gender equal to, as it is a string, I need to include within the single quotes. Okay, gender equal to female, then 2. One more condition I want to check, when gender equal to male, then 1. What if these two conditions are not accurate? Means what if it has a null value? I want to give as null, else null, and case statement end. And whenever you took this one, right, so which means you are deriving a new column based upon the existing column. So this is completely, it's not the gender column, so this will come with the no column name. You have to give the column name, so you can give as new gender ID, something like that. Okay, or just as not required, you can give the gender ID also. It's the implicit conversion. Okay, from hr.tvl employee. So select employee ID, this one, and the case statement. Just remember the syntax. If you just follow the syntax, it is easy to remember also. Case, and case will end with the end. Okay, between you will check the condition. A condition is when a condition, then the result, what is the replacing value. If you want to add more conditions here and or those things, you can use. Okay, so this is one step, this is the next step. And what if these two are not right, then the else part. Okay, so if I select this one, see, employee ID, gender ID, this one, my output is matching right here. So then I can say my query is right. Any questions over here? Is it safe to assign null value? The thing is, the else part. So basically, what is your there is a question, right? I would like to understand how many records with the male, female, how many records with the no value, null value. So then if I have the null, then I can take it. But I can see two different ways. One is you are expecting your output as a integer values. You can assign to -1 or something like that. Or you can assign to 0. You can say wherever the 0, it is assign. No, it's fine. Even though null is tricky to handle. So because why I mentioned null is we don't know the value. That's why null is null. That's why we have used that one. Okay. Okay, in case inside the case syntax, we don't need to separate the commands by comma. So commands by comma means, so here this one and this one. Okay, no, it's not required. So basically this is the first condition. So you are checking that when this condition true, then this one. When this condition true, then this one. So these are all the different conditions. You are checking the this is the case one, case two, like that. This is the case one, case two, case three, like that. Okay. Uh, I would always go by the value which will differentiate than the above values. So here I can go for the null, or most of the times we'll give the -1, something like that. That way we can count those things are easy. Okay. So yeah, we can go by like this also. Now I want to make sure that is my this operation is working fine or not. So then in that scenario, what we'll do is we'll just read the gender also, right? We'll just read the gender also. If I just read the gender also, it will give me the what is my previous value, what is my current value. So which means if you see here, we are deriving a new column. So you can derive a new column based upon some conditions in the select class, even though those conditions, those columns are not available in your table. Got it? Let's take. Now let me go ahead and update. I don't want to, all the records are in one. I want to make sure that few some other checkings I need to do. So I'm going to be update the record 4 with the gender ID, gender equal to male. Okay, update HR TVL employee. How to update the record where employee is equal to 4 to gender to male? What is the command? Okay, cool. Set gender equal to. Your statement won't work, Prashanti, a little bit. Okay, I think you place the single quotes or not. I didn't go. Okay, that's, you're right. So gender equal to male, where empid is equal to 4. This is right. Okay. Now, one row affected. If I go back and read my data here, I got the one record, the different value, right? So that is the one thing. Now, my next question is, now I was able to create a new columns. So you guys are able to understand the column aliasing and the column value replacements. Column value replacements. Is there any question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So now the next one is, let's take, I want to filter the records. I want to filter the records where the gender equal to only female. Same result set, but I want only gender equal to female. Okay, so how can I modify my query? Can someone tell me? I just want to, I need the same ID column. At the same time, I want only female records. Okay, I can simply place the where, right? So gender is equal to female. Right? Now, this is straightforward. Anyone has any question over here? So if you want to filter out the data, we need to use the where class and the condition. If you are comparing against with the string values or this one, you need to append with the single quote. If you are using the null, comparing against null, then you will use the is class here. If it is not the null column, then you can use the equal to class. Right? Now my question is, this is working. And as we mentioned earlier, string comparisons always costly than the integer comparisons. I already has the gender ID, I know. So can I place gender ID where gender ID is equal to female means 2, right? So if I run this one, is it going to be work or is it going to be give error? If it is going to be give the error, why? Or if it is going to be work?
Gender ID is not a column in the table.
Gender ID is a virtual column. It's not a real column there.
Okay, but I generated over here, right? It is there. It is there and it came to the table and then where clause is applied. I have created a virtual column. Even though virtual
Yes.
column is a column, I created a column and I am filtering on the column.
Mm.
Just take a minute and think about it and tell me.
It should work then, because we have like first we have created that column and then we have applied the where condition. So
The column is
it
not
works.
stored anywhere. It is just created. So I don't think so that command will work since that column does not physically exist in the database.
So your question is, if I created a column on fly, but I can't filter on that created column. So let's take, okay, we will test the both scenarios. First thing is, yes, it won't work, but the reason is different. Okay, the reason is not the virtual column reason. It is the invalid column name. The column name is not exist in the table. That's why it is not there. But still I can filter based upon the gender ID. If I take this one as like this, I just place the our previous query itself. Are you guys able to see the screen properly? Now it is worked, right? So earlier, if I placed the same where class gender ID is equal to 2, it's not work. Now, still I use the gender ID equal to 2. Now it is working. Here, few things we did. Before going to the details, you need to understand the order of statement execution.
Hi,
Okay.
Vishwa.
Yes,
What is that cross mark there? What is it? What does it represent? I didn't get you actually.
I will come to that point. It's not the class mark, the
Okay.
table aliasing. It's a temp table or I just give the X. It's not the
Okay.
X, it is just a column aliasing, a table aliasing.
Okay.
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 So few things we need to learn over here. One is order of SQL statement execution. Okay. So the SQL statement execution not start from the select statement. It would start from the from clause. So the statements internally, how it will execute is, first it will take the from clause. So let's take this query. We already have this one on the top, right? So it will take the first from clause, then it will go for the where filter out. It will filter out the records where if I use the gender ID, it is not there during the execution of this column, this command. By the time it just got all the column names from this table. In this table, there is no gender ID. That's why the gender ID is not able to identify it in this statement. So the select statement, the execution of the query will be start from the from class, then the where class, then it will go back to the select. So first it will get all the record, then filter out the records based upon the condition. For the remaining data set, it will apply the select clause. So for the remaining 3 rows, it will create a gender ID. Does it make sense? Any question over there? So that's why Here in the second example, whenever I'm doing the select star from, right? So our SQL statement will start from the from class. So from here. So from, it is reading from this one. So this one is, again, it is treating as a table. The table definition is a kind of a query. So it's called inner queries. It's called inner queries, a query inside the query. So we are reading the data from the other query. So here this query will be executed because start from the from, right? So from, it will come here and again it will take from this table and it will select all these things. So it's created. Then it will go to where class. By the where class, this query is already returning me the gender ID. That's why it was able to filter out over here. Is it clear? So
Yes, sir.
first it will take the result set. It will execute the commands in the from class. Then it will apply the filter. Then it will go back to the select statement. Okay. So that is the SQL Server order of execution. So the statements will execute. First statement is from class. Then the joins, if you have any, will come back to this one. If you have any joins, that will be executed. Then if you have the any where class, yes, then it will be executed the where class. Then it will be executed by group by class. So all these commands, we will, whenever we go to those commands, I will add to the SQL Server order execution. For now, you just remember from class first will be executed, then where class, then the select class. Okay. So this is the order of execution. Any question over here? So the next question, could you please mute yourself if you are not talking, if you are not asking any question? I am hearing the maybe from the office. Okay. So this next one is, let's take we gone through the column aliasing. We can talk about the table aliasing also. Table aliasing. Table aliasing means, like the column, you can give the different name to the table also, and you can use that table name in your queries also. Let's take the same query, whatever I have used here. Right? So same query. Here for the TBL employee, I can give as EMP, like that. You can give as EMP or just EMP. Both is fine. Okay. And if you see here also, EMP ID space employee ID. I didn't use the as it is the implicit. Okay. So that's why it's not explicitly you need to call it out, but it's a best practices use the command as. Okay. That's why you can easily read it. The readable format, everything will be good. Now the question is, I have created a table alias. Now I can use this table alias to represent the emp.empid. EMP. If you see here, whenever I click on the EMP dot, it's listed out the column names over here because it was able to identify the table name. Or I can write down TBL underscore EMP employee dot, like this also, HR dot TBL employee dot, like this, or I can simply use the EMP dot. So that way you can use the table alias. You can use this table aliasing if your table is more big and you are reading the data from the more than one table. You need to list out all the columns, 2 columns from one table, 3 columns from the one table. Then the same column from the both tables is exist. You want to differentiate. So let's take that. I'm reading the data from the table employee copy. In the both table, I have the employee ID. I need the both table columns. To differentiate both columns, you can give the table alias table name dot column name. In the table name, instead of using the full name, you can use the alias name also. Okay. That's why if you see here, EMP ID, like this I can write. Any questions on the table aliasing? We can revisit the table aliasing when we gone through the how to read the data from the more than one table also. By this is P dot employee ID. Oh, This is the aliasing, right? emp.empid. Now, the results, whatever we are seeing over here, is not the in order. The results, what you are seeing, even though it look like in order position, in order by the employee ID, but generally these result set are not in order. It went to the backend and it retrieved the data, it's displayed it. Okay, the result set what you are seeing here is not the in order. Sometimes you'll get in order, but it's not in order. Okay, until unless you specifically call out the order by clause. So there is a to order the result set. To order the result set, we need to use order by clause. Like the where clause, we have the command called order by. So I can write the same thing. Let's take. I want to get all the data order by gender ID. Order by gender. Let's take first one, gender. It's ordered the gender based upon the alphabetical order, right? So F come first, M come next. I can use the order by gender ID also. Look, in this command, it was able to identify the gender ID. Can someone tell me why it was able to identify here, why it is not able to identify in the where class? Did my question, did you clear on the question? Did it make sense? My question is, if I use the where gender ID is equal to 1 or 2, it's not able to identify the gender ID column. But if I use the order by gender ID, it don't throw me any error. And it is ordered.
Order by is based on the columns used in the select clause.
Yes, the order of SQL execution, right? Whatever we talked about earlier, the order of execution will be from where select then order by clause. So, and if you see here, the order by clause ascending order. If you don't mention anything, it is ascending order. If you want to change the order, then you can specify the descending order also. Okay, just order by descending. Now the gender ID, it's descending. So the order by clause will be executed after the select command. So from where select order by. That's why whatever the new columns you are able to generate it in the select clause, those will be shown up in the order by clause. Okay. Any questions over here? So next concept, to go through the next concepts, we need a bit more data. I need bit more data. So either we can go for the AdventureWorks database like that, or we can generate our own data and do this one. So I would like to go to the AdventureWorks database. If everybody installed the 2016, from the 2016 onwards, it's no more AdventureWorks database. It's a sample database created by the Microsoft for the worldwide user community. Okay, who are trying to learn the SQL Server from the 2000 onwards. So you have the AdventureWorks is the sample database which created a tables, uploaded the data, and it's given free for the users to download and import and make some queries. You can use that AdventureWorks. But from the 2016 onwards, the AdventureWorks databases are gone, and now it is called the worldwide importers, wide world importers. Okay, so you can use this one, or you can just import some more data to our table employee. We can go that one. Let me quickly insert few records into our table. Okay, then I can come to here. My next questions. And if maybe then I have uploaded this one. By the way, I have downloaded this information from the one, and I have uploaded this backup file into our drive. Okay, you can go back and download this drive. It's a 121 MB. It has some data. If you are using the SQL Server 2016 version, if you are using the before to 2016, any 2012, 2014, anything, Adventure works, and you have to use the appropriate. If you are using the SQL Server 2012, take the Adventure Works 2012. If you are using 2014, take the Adventure Works 2014. Okay, to get the some sample database.
So where can we find that Adventure Works
So you can just
website?
Google it out or bring it out. So Adventure Works
Okay.
database, the SQL Server version, give the 2014 or 2012,
Okay.
and it will give you the link. For the 2016, I
You have
already
it for 2014 also?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So worldwide importers. So once you got the .bak file, how would you attach that one? How would you restore the database? You can just go to the databases, click on the restore database, click on the restore database. So that will give you the window saying that restore database. You need to just select your backup file from the device, backup file. You need to just click add, and the backup file, whatever you have created. So once you selected here, let me just get that one here. Once you selected your .bak file, so it will add this one. If you don't get this one here, which means your backup file is not correct. You should get the name, some name over here, .backup, what kind of information. So if you have the, let's assume you are downloading the 2014 Adventure Works. The Adventure Works .mdf file should be here. So this screen should be populate with the information what you are restoring.
Can you show it from starting? Can you show it from starting if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Where should we find the restore database also? I didn't.
We did it. We did it. Maybe you are not seen that one. Okay. I'm doing again. Click on the databases. Right click.
Okay.
Restore database.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Okay. Then select because we need to select the device because you have the backup file on your drive, right? Select the device. Then click on these three dots. Okay. Click on these three dots. That will ask you to add the files what you have. Okay. Then you click on the add file. Then you need to select the backup file wherever you have from your path. Okay. Once you selected that one, that will be sent here. Click OK. You get this one. Then click just OK. So if you see here, it's from the source device destination. It is creating the database, new database. If you want to change this database name, you can change it here. Okay. So once you restore this one, it will be created this one. Once click 100% is done, it will be created this one. Then here it has few sample tables. We can use some sample tables over here. Let's take, we have the applications is one schema, right? Purchasing is one schema. Sales is one schema. Warehouse is one schema. So here he has the 5 schemas. Let's take the sales for us. Okay. Customer transactions, invoice lines, invoices, order lines, orders, and this thing. Sales orders we have in the Adventure Works also. That's why I'm taking the sales order table to give you the same compatibility for the users who are using the before to 2016 version. Okay, let's take this one. Suppose if I want to see the data, what I have in this table, what would you do? If I want to read the data from this table, I'll simply write the
Select from
star.
sales dot order.
sales dot whatever.
Order. Why it is not coming?
Orders.
Brackets were missing.
Brackets where?
The database name is not changed from online stores to wide world.
Okay. So see this window, whatever the execution window I'm doing is based on the previous one. So this database name is this one. Suppose now if I want to execute this command against the different database, what should I do?
New query.
Why should I go to the new query window? I want to execute in the same.
Database name dot sales.orders.
Okay, that is the one way. Yeah, online worldwide database name dot sales dot orders. That is the one way. That is the perfect way I can use. Okay, I can do like this. Okay, what else I can do? Let's take.
We can use the keyword use database.
Yeah, we gone through that part. Use database name, and whenever you are running the database query, you can just select these two. Then the query automatically will change to this one. Now, if you just go back to execute your this window, it won't work. Just make sure that, okay. So if you are running the queries for the more than one database, yes, you can use the database name dot this one, or you can use the use command, or you can go for the new query window. So that's why whenever you are sharing your queries to some other people, you will give this first command as use and database name. That way you are making sure that they are running on the same database you are intended to do. Right? If you miss it this one, sometimes they can run on the other database window and they say that, hey, why it is not working? That is the practical problems. So always it's good to use the use command. Now, if I run this one, I'm getting it executed for 0.01 seconds and it's written me 73,595 rows. I want to understand how many records I have in my table, right? I don't want to execute whole data. I just want to understand how many records I have in my table. Okay, so there is a function called count. Count is a function. Whenever I mention a function, functions will be start with the open parenthesis and close with the close parenthesis. And between, if you want to pass some parameters, you can pass it. So count is the function. Function to count the number of rows. Count the number of rows from a table or a result set. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The count can be applied on the any result set. A result set can be from a table or from a different query, or it's a combination of the tables. Doesn't matter. How many records your query is returning? That's what the count function will do. Okay. So now, where should I apply this count function? I want the number of records as output. Means this count function will be part of which command? The count function will be part of which command?
Select command.
Select command, right? So select count of, so the parameters, which is expression. So
star.
Yeah, count expression. See always try to see the syntax of the functions. So it's called the signature. It's called the signature. A signature will contains the function name, the parameter list, return value. So this count function will return you integer data type. This count function will return you integer data type. Integer data type, how many bytes it would take? What is the range? That's what my question.
4 bytes.
4 bytes. Then what is the range?
It's 2 to the power minus 2 to the power 32 to 2 to the
Yes.
power.
So yeah, 32. Yeah, you're right. So I'm trying to here help you to remember the range simply 2 power 4. Okay, it is a 4 bytes. So 2 power 4, 32. Okay, so minus 2 power 32. Okay, 2 power 32 minus 1. If it is a big gate, 8 bytes. So 2 power 8, 64. If it is a one byte means 2 power 1 is 2. All right, so it's going to sorry, it's a bit, right? So 0 to or 256, something like that. So based upon the size, you will see what is the range. So if your table, so the output of this one is exact numeric, which is the integer. Count of expression I need to give. The expression, if I give the, let's take, I have the order ID, right? Order ID from this sales dot orders. See, remember this number 73,595. I'm just writing down here. If I select star 73,595, it is written, right? So now if I execute this one, it is giving me 73,595. So the count of, I'm counting the order ID column. How many records I have in the order ID. Let me take, always you may see like this, select count of star, count star from sales dot orders, right? So which means it will take the all columns as a single record. So 73, both is fine. Let me go for some other column. Let's take the picked by the person ID. I'm going to select this column header by like this, copy with the header. That will give me, if I paste it, I will get the column name. So to get this column name, what I did is I select one row, right click, copy with the header, and paste it. That will give you the column name and the value, right? Then you can copy this column name. You can copy this column name. So I can write select count of this one from sales dot orders. See, 62,972. Okay. See the results. The result sets are changing. If you guys are observed, okay, the result sets are changing. Select count of 1 from sales dot orders, or select count of, if I see the pick from this one, this is the fourth column, right? Order ID, this one, fourth column. Count of 4 from sales dot orders. See the result set of these things. And by the way, none of the column have the column name because its function is applied and we didn't give any column name, right? That's why, suppose order count, I can give as like that. So the only first column is giving the, as the header name is the order count, remaining columns didn't give. You see the results here. Okay, so count of 4. Why the 4 is giving the 73,595? What is the? Let me see one second. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. First one is you can use the exact column name what you want to use. The difference between the first one, third one. First, let's discuss about that one. The generic one is count star. Whenever you use the count star means all column combinations will take. So complete row will take. So always it will give you the number of records. Okay, but if I take the order ID, so it check that column and it will give me how many records I have in this record in this table. If I select this pick by person ID, even though I have the 73,595 rows, only 62,972 records has the value. Remaining are null. So let me, how can I see how many records picked by person ID having null? Select count star, right, from sales dot orders, where
Picked by person ID
yeah,
is equal
picked by
to null.
person ID
Is null.
is
Is null.
null. Okay. This is 10,000 and remaining. So see, so this 10,000 and 62,972 is equal to 73,000. So what we understand from this point is the count function won't consider the null records. The count function won't consider the null records. So you need to make sure that whenever you are counting, whatever the expression you are giving here should not result the null value in the table, in the result set. That's why people use the star. If they use the star, even though one column is null, remaining column has the value. That's why the total row counted. If the total row has the null value, if the total all columns null, then that row won't be counted. If the row has at least one value in the expression whatever you have given, then that row will be counted. Is it clear? Any questions? That's why people always use the star. Or you can use the column where you confident saying that this column won't be have any null values. Then I can use that column. Then you can use that column name. It's not required always you need to use the star. You can use any expression if you want. That expression should result the non-null record. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So the first one is count of column name you can give, or count of star all column names. A third one is I just want to give this one for the example of null to not null columns. And the count of one which is equivalent to the column name again. So you can give the column name or the column position. Column name or the column position. I think let me I'm worried about why the count of 4. Column position 4 is for me. Column position 4 is the sales by person ID, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, go back to 3. This expression, if you give the numeric expression, that would take the number as the column. Column position. I will have a look on this part. Why the count of 4? My expected results is count of 4 should be 62,972. Okay, that's why I gone through that part. I'll have a look. So things we need to consider from here, count function is, one thing is count won't consider null values. Again, there is a setting in the model DB or the database properties where you can specify whether your count function should where clause should consider the nulls or the count function should consider some nulls or not. So there is a database settings are there. So by setting up those things, you can make it considerable also. Okay? By default, it won't consider, but by changing the database settings, it will be considered. That's why sometimes you'll see the one results in one system and another results in another system. Especially dealing with the nulls is a tricky part in the database system. Okay, so the database settings also will change. Sometimes some people, especially, they will go and change the database settings to make it work based upon their business information. But by default, the count function won't include the nulls. Is it clear? Now I want to understand this table. What is this table orders table has, and what kind of data it has? I want to see the data. If I do the select star, it is giving me 73,000 records. I don't want all the 73,000 records. I just want to see the sample. That's why whenever you click on right click select, it will show you select top 1,000 records, top 50 records, top 10 records. To get the sample, you need to use the top command. Top will return top of expression. Here you need to use the expression, right? Or percent. Expression or percent. You can give the number expression So you can give the a top 1000 records, top 100 records, or top 1% record, or top 5% record. You can, if you specify the percent here, that will take that is the percentage. If you don't specify the percentage, that will take as a direct value. So in this one, I don't want to see all the records. I want to just see the 100 records. Select top 100. And the column names I need to specify, right? Star is the column name from dot orders. Okay. See, if you see on the bottom of the window, 100 rows. Okay, all the 100 rows are written over here. But if I want to get the top 2% or 1%, top 1%. Okay. What is the 1% of 73,000? 735. Right? This is the 1%. So that's why 735 records. It's a rolled up, right? 730.3 and 735.95 means 736 records it written. You see, if I go for the 2%, it's going to be 736 into 2, 1472. So if you specify the percent, then if you specify the percent, then it will give the percent number of records, that much percentage. If you don't specify the percent, then it will give you the only the number what you specified. Is it clear with the top command? Any questions over here? Okay, so now, and we can give the order by also, right? Order by. Let me take in this data. I have the order ID, customer ID, these things. Comments is this one. Just the order information is there. I don't have any other information. Let me go for the order lines maybe. I want to see some data, some amount information. That's what my intention over here is. You see here unit price quantity like this, right? Okay. Here this order, it took this stock ID and it is the package type is 7 and quantity is 50 quantity like this. So I want to order by the quantity. Order by quantity. This data got changed here. My previous query and this query. So I just don't mention the order by clause here, and I mentioned the order by clause here. You see the differences. Okay. The first query, I didn't make any order. It gave me the 2 records, but the 2 records are order ID 1, 2. When I do the order by quantity, then here this one is this one, this one. So, but as for our previous discussion, order by clause will execute after the select command, right? But if that was the true, first it has to take these 2 records. In these 2 records, it should be order by, then it should be the quantity 50 and it should be the 10. So or 10 or 50, 50 or 10. It should give the same records. But here it is giving the different records, right? Why like that? The top function always, if you specified the order by clause, the top function will be applied after the order by. The top command will be applied after the order by clause. This is the only one function which will be executed after order by, if you have the order by and the top. Okay, so The top function always executed after the order by clause. Now, is it clear? Any question? Let's take, if I take the order table, select star from order table, sales dot orders. We know this is a 73,000 something, 965 something like that, right? And each 595. If you see here, this is just the last record is 73,595. So I want to get the top 1%, top one record, order by order ID. If I specify like this, it will give me. If I didn't mention the descending, that's why it's give me the 1. If I specify the descending, it will give me this one. Right? So this is my greatest number in the order ID. That is the 1. So by using the top and order by, you can get the maximum quantity, which order has the maximum quantity, or what is the maximum order ID, or who is the person who is drawing the maximum salary. You can answer that question, right? If I ask, if there is a order, this table, order lines table.
So the first one in this one, the select top 2 star from sales order, will choose only first 2 orders, right?
Yes. No, it's not the first 2.
Quantity,
it's not the first 2. It's a random. Until unless you specify the order by clause, the result set are unpredictable. Okay, it won't be always first record and second record.
So execute that. So can you execute that?
Yes.
Once, please?
Okay, sometimes it look like it's getting the first 2 records, but it's not guaranteed.
Okay.
Okay, so until unless you specify the order by clause. But if you specify the order by clause, first it will execute the order. Generally, order by clause will be executed after select statement. Okay, but the top command will be executed. Top command will be applied after the order by clause. That is the rule. That is the flow of execution.
Okay.
So by using the top and order by, you can say who is the maximum paid employee in the company. What is the maximum amount transaction? How many? What is the
maximum quantity?
So what is the maximum? That question you can answer with the combination of top and order by.
Okay.
Is it clear, guys?
Sir, can you execute one statement for me? If I want to select the person, the second most highest.
Okay, second most highest. So basically, when I use the top, okay, top 2, okay, second most highest what?
Order ID, like custom.
Okay, second most order ID. Let's take the order ID, right? So top 2 start from sales dot orders. Okay, order by order ID descending. Okay. This is your topmost
results.
But if you want only this record, okay, you don't care about this one, then this combination won't work, right? This combination won't. That's where the analytical functions or the business functions will come into the picture. We'll go to that one later. That's why I just want to give you the cake by cake kind of thing. Okay. So with the top and the order by, you can answer only one question: who is the maximum? Second maximum, fifth maximum, 10th maximum, you can answer with the top and order by. But you can, if using the analytical functions are called the Windows functions, you can answer any question like nth maximum. Okay, we'll go to those functions in the next classes. So today we learned about what all we learned: column aliasing, table aliasing, and deriving new columns, and simple inner queries,
functions.
Yeah, count function, and the order of the SQL statement execution. That is much important. and top command. Okay, feel free to go back and execute all this, try with these commands, whatever you learned, and practice 1 or 2 queries, okay, for each command. Okay, read about it. Lot of fun part is coming. Okay, you are just entered into the querying part. You just entered into the querying
We
part.
can use this wide world importers in
Yes.
2014 also, right? Any version?
No, there is no worldwide importers for the 2014. Worldwide
Only
importers
for
only for
2016.
the 2016 onwards. AdventureWorks is till 2014. Okay. Okay.
So excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes, Lex.
Actually, just now I came actually to attend the last 15 minutes
Okay.
because of some personal reason. Because actually, is it possible to record all this information? Can you send those file me? What are the comments here?
These commands, okay, these commands will be shared in the same path, whatever I have placed here, right? So here I will be uploading over here in the SQL Fundamental Training. We have the documentation folder, right? Will be uploaded there, and you have the backup file over here also in the drive. So just
Actually, sir, it's not uploaded. I can see only 2 files there in the drive if we go. Maybe you need to share it or something?
no, I just need to move the file. I just need to move it to this file. I shared to this. Okay. Now see that you have it.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you share that link one more time, sir?
Okay, the link I have given to you guys is this one. I'm just pasting.
Yeah, can you just give me one more time that link?
I did. Go ahead.
Can you just, if you don't mind, like, just bullet points what you're discussing. That only I'm talking the comments only. I'm not asking the total overall what you're discussing.
That's what.
There is possibility can type it that on words. No, I'm talking about top command because last time I came only top and one is count. Last two only I hear that one.
Okay, we gone through the
Yeah.
column aliasing, table aliasing, and we gone through the um, um, how to make a inner query, and then we gone through the order of SQL Server statement execution. Then we gone through the top command and count commands.
Okay, can that maybe we'll get from that file actually?
Yes.
What is the discussion?
Yeah, you will get each command what we have here. Okay.